So another source of fund for providing the needs of a certain transportation project, a highway or bridge project, can be coming from non-user fees. Funds obtained from sales taxes, income taxes, or other general fund sources are known as non-user fees. So these are again another source of fund that can provide for the needs of a certain transportation project. The fees that can be generated from the non-users of a certain highway system. So when we say non-users, so these are the people that are not directly using a particular highway or bridge project. So the fees that can be generated from these non-users can be in the form of sales taxes, income taxes, and other general fund sources. So these fees that can be collected from these non-users of a certain highway system or of a certain highway project can be used to provide for the needs or maintenance or other needs of a certain highway or bridge project. So those are non-user fees. Fees generated from people that are not directly using a certain highway or bridge project. So the fees can be generated in the form of sales taxes or income taxes. And these fees again, these non-user fees can be used to provide the needs of a project, of a highway project or bridge project. At certain times, governments may invest extra money in highway projects to stimulate the economy during recessions. History has shown that this type of spending program can help promote economic recovery and produce long-term benefits to the regional economy, provided that the funds make their way into infrastructure projects. So these non-user fees that are collected usually are being used by governments, and they usually invest this the extra money. The governments usually invest extra money in highway projects uh, to stimulate the economy, not only during recession but in general. uh, the government use this non-user fees that they collected from sales taxes and income taxes and invest them in infrastructure projects to with the purpose of stimulating the economy. As you all know, in our country, in the Philippines, we have this build program by our government, wherein our government is investing extra money on infrastructure projects with the purpose of stimulating the economy. So some of the build projects that are undergoing uh, feasibility study is the Bataan Cavite Interlink Bridge. This is a bridge, is a cable stayed bridge that will connect Bataan and Cavite. And then so this particular build project is presently in feasibility study stage. Still in feasibility study stage. So this particular build project is still in feasibility study stage. So another build program of our government is the Estrella Pantheon Bridge. This is in ongoing construction. So this Estrella Pantheon Bridge will connect Makati and Mandaluyong. So it can reduce the travel time of the users or should I say, this will reduce the travel time of uh, uh, travelers on the area. So these infrastructure projects where the government invests extra money that are generated from non-user fees can stimulate economy. So in what way? Like for example, if I am a businessman, if I am an investor, and I'm planning to build a concrete mix plant, say for example in Cavite, and then I'm still hesitating whether I will pursue on building my concrete mix plant on Cavite or not. So if I know that there is an infrastructure project like this one the interlink bridge that will connect Cavite and Bataan, I can see that this interlink bridge, this infrastructure project of our government, will significantly reduce my operating costs. Because, like for example, if I have projects, obviously, if I have projects in Cavite, I can easily deliver concrete mix on any client within the vicinity of Cavite. But, like for example, if I have a client in Bataan, the tendency is I have to uh, travel uh, a longer distance just to be able to go in Bataan, just to be able to supply concrete mix on my client that is located in Bataan. Because if you are familiar with the topographical location of Bataan and Cavite, they are actually separated by a body of water. So they are not actually connected. So if you want to travel from Cavite to Bataan, or vice versa from Bataan to Cavite, you need to go around. You have to pass by on many cities or provinces just to go from uh, one place to the other, just to go from Bataan to Cavite. So that is the problem of having a concrete mix plant located in Cavite, and then you have a client that you have to supply that is located in Bataan. But if there is an infrastructure project like this one, the Bataan Cavite Interlink project, Interlink Bridge, this can significantly reduce the operating costs of a businessman or investor with a concrete mix plant located in Cavite, because the Interlink Bridge will greatly reduce the fuel consumption, or should I say in general, the operating costs of this particular businessman or investor, because uh, he doesn't need anymore to go around just to be able to supply from Cavite to Bataan, because there is already a direct connection that will directly provide a way to provide uh, or to supply concrete mix coming from Cavite to Bataan. So this particular infrastructure project of our government can greatly reduce the operating cost of a businessman or investor. So in that case, this will attract more the investor himself. So this will help the investor to decide whether to actually build or construct his concrete mix plant in Cavite or not, because uh, having this infrastructure project, uh, knowing that there is an infrastructure project that can locate Cavite and Bataan, this will attract that particular investor or businessman to pursue or to proceed constructing his business, his concrete mix plant, because he knows that this will help on reducing his operating costs, especially fuel consumption when delivering concrete mix, because he doesn't need anymore to go around just to be able to supply from Cavite to Bataan, because there's already an interlink bridge that connects Cavite and Bataan. So that is one example of how uh, the 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 non-user fees that are used or invested in infrastructure projects can stimulate economy. That is one example of how can this uh, non-user fees that are invested in infrastructure projects can generate income in a certain location. That is one example of how it can stimulate the economy on a particular location. So again, just a recap, non-user fees are fees generated from people that are not directly using the infrastructure project. So again, this can be in the form of sales taxes or income taxes. And this non-user fees, can be invested by governments uh, on infrastructure projects to stimulate the economy, to attract investors, to attract businessmen to invest their business on a particular location.